Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Neema from Yours Only Neema YouTube channel. So today I would like to talk to you about how I've read 52 books in a year. And will I be reading that, or will I be continuing reading 52 books in a year? Check this video to know more about it. So before getting started to the video, I would like to say and inform you all that why did I start reading 52 books in a year, and basically the challenge, right? So in the year 2021 was the most toughest year that I had to face, and during that year I had to face a lot of challenges mentally, and I was kind of getting depressed. So that when I realized I had to take some steps and do something to like be sane. So that's how I started reading books, and that's a quick intro of why I did this challenge. Yeah, and to know more about how I read the challenge and successfully completed reading 52 books, yeah, let's get started to the video. For the first tip, I would like to say that if you're going to take up this challenge like 52 books in a year, that's technically one book a week. So if you're reading a book a week, make a plan prior, like when you're going to start, because you have to have a notion on what kind of books you're going to read. For me, it was like I mentioned, in the year 2021 I was going through a rapid depression, and I thought I would have to take up books that motivate me and help to improve my mental health. I started making plans on reading only self-help and motivational books during that year. So that was my plan. So I would like to suggest you that if you're taking up this challenge, do have a plan on what kind of books you're going to read. Let it be a self-help books like what I did, or let it be a novel, a fictional books, anything that's your as per your interest. So that is the first tip that I would like to mention here. Make a plan on what kind of books that you would like to read for the entire year. And it's not just one genre, you can also mix and match based on your interest. It depends on what you need, right? The challenge whole thing is like you have to be the most interested in pursuing this challenge. You're not doing it for the others. So you can decide on what genre you want, and it can be for 1 week it could be a different genre, it could be, and for the next week it can be another genre. It depends on your interest. So do go ahead, make a plan on that, and that will help you be prepared on what kind of books you will be like reading for the entire year. For the second tip I would like to mention is, now that you have the plan ready, right, you wanted to like read some motivational books. Like I'll talk about my personal experience. So the second tip that I did was to look into books that had great reviews, because this is the one thing that I wanted. I was kind of finding comfort from these books. So I wanted books that are worth my time, right? Time is very precious. So I started reading reviews from several platforms like Amazon, Goodreads, and many other platforms that you can find online. And do try to find good reviews on books that you want to read and purchase. So that's the second tip I would like to mention. Try to find good reviews, and if the book has best reviews or one of the best seller, please do have that as one of your book list, in one of your book list. That will be a great step for you to make sure that you're not reading a book that's not well good enough, and it's like you don't have to waste your entire week on that. So that's my another tip that I would like to mention. For the third tip I would like to mention is, have a technical calculation. For example, we have 7 days a week. What I do basically is I read every night. I read around 25 to 50 pages, and thereby calculating, like for example there are around 300 pages in a book, and I would calculate prior to my week, saying that within how many days I can complete 300 pages. So that's how I calculate for each day how many pages I need to read. So that's a calculation that you can do that make you aware of how you can attain that goal. So that helped me to make myself aware on how many pages it's left to read. So, and made myself at peace, right? When you're following a challenge, you need to make sure you're completing it. So that's one thing that I would like to mention as tip number 3. For tip number 4, it's well known knowledge, everyone. It's consistency. For this challenge, it is very important that you read daily. See, always remember, consistency is very important when you take up a challenge. If not, it's very hard to like stick around and complete the challenge successfully. So the tip number 4 I would like to provide is consistency. Tip number 5 is to have an accountability partner. This is for people who seek help on doing things. For example, if I'm going for gym or do a workout, I need a person who's to make me motivate to go to gym and work out myself. So if you are a person who needs someone to push you to do something, do have an accountability partner. It's not necessary that person need to be part of the challenge, but at least make sure that he's aware of what you're doing, or tell him or her that please remind me reading this particular number of pages. So do have an accountability partner. So if you have an accountability partner, you feel like you have someone to like push you and motivate you when you feel lazy, or if you're like held up with your busy life. So that's my tip number 5. Have an accountability partner, which will help you a long way, because days goes by, you may feel very busy, tired or lazy. So having an accountability partner will be really helpful. Tip number 6. For tip number 6, track your progress. This is a very important tip, because for any challenge that you're going through, let it be a weight loss challenge, let it be a speaking challenge, writing challenge, whatever, any challenge that comes by, if you don't track your progress, I don't think it's even meaningful to have a challenge, right? If you're doing a challenge, it is basically that you want to be improved in certain circumstances or in certain specific thing that you want to improve. So what I say is, track your progress. For example, you have been reading for 6 weeks, or for 6 months. In a year you're reading 6 months, but what if you are feeling like I'm not going anywhere, or is this even making sense? If you feel that kind of mental attitude towards this challenge, then this challenge is not for you. Maybe there would be better challenge that you can enable yourself, or approach yourself. There would be other challenges for you that you can reach out to people and try find out doing and participating them. But what I would say is, see if reading those books and getting to know more about the author, getting to know the whole story behind it, or learning some life lessons, did it improve your mentality? Just check those metrics. Like, try to see if it's improving your mental health, or if it's improving your creativity. For example, if you're reading a novel, does it improve your creativity? Does it improve your excitement? And also it improves your vocabulary. All that is important when you read a book, right? So do try to track your progress, and try to see if you're reading books according to what is needed. Like, you need to go read books a week, right? Book a week. So see if you're able to catch up with your whole timeline. If not, then it doesn't make sense to like go forward with this challenge. For example, if you miss 1 or 2 weeks, it's okay, it's well and good, you can catch it up later. But if you miss reading books in a month, then I don't think it's even possible to complete the whole challenge. So that's one thing. Please do track your progress, and it will make you yourself aware that are you up for the challenge, or is it even attainable. For the tip number 7, I would say, pre-plan the books that you are going to buy for the entire year. So I'm not going to say that you have to pre-plan 52 books when you start for the next year. It's not doable. I don't think anybody have time to do all that. But if you have time, it's well and good. If you can prepare a list of 52 books that you're going to read the next year, then it's well and good. But for me, technically, what I did is, whenever I was like around Friday, Saturday, Sunday is like weekend, right? So you have a lot of time, you don't have work. So I start preparing myself for the next 2 weeks. It's not like for the next week, it's later 2 weeks. I start to look into the reviews. I start to see which books I need to read for the later 2 weeks. You can start preparing the list of books when you have around 2 weeks time. So that's when you can start reading reviews, prepare if you want to purchase, or if you want to do any get books from borrow or something, like you can take ideas and then basically decide on which books you need to read prior. So that will help you in being on track on this challenge. Do pre-plan your purchase of books. For tip number 8, I would say this is more of a mentality, and for this challenge to be successful, I would say you need to have a goal-oriented attitude. And if not, I don't think you can stick around for a year and finish this whole challenge. So if you're trying to get into this challenge, be successful and get benefit out of it, then definitely you need to have that goal oriented mentality, wherein if you promise yourself you're going to do one thing, then you have to stick around. If not, it doesn't even matter, like why do you even make promise for yourselves, right? And do have the mentality of a goal oriented person, and that will really help you in other areas as well. If you successfully completed this challenge, this will help you to be so strong enough to do other challenges, and it will definitely help you in the long way. For tip number 9, this is very important tip, right, guys? So what I wanted to say is, reading books is well and good. If you want to read books, you read books, but it's not just enough to just read books, right? If I'm reading let me talk about my personal experience. I have read around 52 books, and if I don't act upon it, it's no use. I'm just wasting my time. I'm just boasting myself that I've read 52 books. That will only be the only thing I can gain out of it. But if I have reflected upon certain habits and life lessons that been provided by the authors, so it has all technically helped me at a huge level in my mental attitude and how I look forward in life. So do always reflect on things that you read in book and make changes in your life. If it is motivational books, definitely there are good lessons given by authors, and all of these are like scientific evidences that they would have provided, so obviously they are all authenticated things. So you can provide those and try to incorporate all those things into your daily life, and do reflect on it, take actions on it, so that it basically benefits the challenge. Whole idea of this challenge is to help you benefit out of it. It's not that you are going to like start a challenge, finish a challenge and talk about it. It's not like that. You need to gain something out of it. So always reflect on what you read and also improve yourselves. So tip number 10, if you have come to the last tip of the video, I would say thank you guys for listening to the whole video. I would like to say here is, for the tip number 10, by now if you have followed all these tips, what I can say is, by now reading would have been a very important habit for you. It would be like, you would feel like if you have not read a book, you would feel some kind of a miss in life. So that's how I feel when I don't buy a book, or if I don't read a book, or if I don't talk about people about books. I feel something has been changed mentally in my life. So that's when you'll realize that it has become a habit, and you'll also feel that when you have passed over the whole year, 52 books a year, you would also feel that entirely reading a book would have been an habit for you by then. For the question that I've raised, will I do this challenge once again? Absolutely yes. It depends on if I have time, if I have resources available, and if I have the need to pursue that challenge. So for example, if I am looking to improve my creativity, I would definitely go and purchase all fiction books, interesting books. I would try to get reviews done, get reviews from different people of various backgrounds. I would definitely, one thing that I would like to say is, I would definitely do this challenge once again, because I can never imagine me moving to a positive attitude in life without these books. Because reading those 52 books in a year was the best decision I've ever taken. Bonus tip, guys. So here I would like to mention is, not everybody wants to purchase 52 books. Like some books may be expensive, some books you would feel that I'm wasting my money. So what I would say is, few resources that you can mention, I would link in the description box. So there are a lot of free libraries where you can get ebooks. So I'll put the link in the description. Please do check out the description box for the links. So first one is the free library resource, where you can get the e-copy of the book on freely, and that's the first thing. Second, you can get your books in a rental period, like 7 days a week is a small period, so you can rent them. It's like the payment is like hugely reduced when you're getting the books on rent. So do get the books on rent. That will help you a lot in saving your expense. Thing I would like to say is go check out the Amazon Audible plan. And I did purchase few books, and it was a trial version. So the first month is a trial version, it's entirely free. So you can basically get 4 books in a month, right? So the 4 books you can entirely get it in like with no cost. So that's a great resource that you can use for saving up your expense, and you don't have to waste money at all on that. So that's another great resource. And the final thing is I would like to say is, if you want to buy a book, if it's a best-selling book, and if you like to get the hard copy of a book, please do get it, because books are an asset. It would never be a waste of money. Do get a book that you want to buy. It will always be an asset for you, because whatever I've spoken about, majority of the books I have purchased, and it's almost I would say it is one of my precious asset in my life. So do purchase books that you want to buy, because it will definitely be helpful and worth the money. To reiterate the bonus tip, I would suggest you can get free ebooks online. You can check my description box, and you can get books on rent, and as well as use the Audible monthly trial plan for getting books. And also you can purchase if you want. That's a good idea too. Hi guys, so that's all for this video for how I read 52 books in a year, and would I be doing it or not. So do listen from start to end the whole video, and do check it out. Check out the resources that I have mentioned in the description box. Thank you. If you like this video, do give a thumbs up, do give a like, share and subscribe to this video. And I would be posting more about books, and if you want to know reviews about any books, do check out my previous videos. I will be posting several videos that I've been reading. And yeah, so thank you for checking out my video. Have a happy weekend.